Hi everybody, it's Friday, September the 11th, 2009, 9/11. Thanks for stopping by. A few little things to talk about today. First of all, I want to talk about an Al Jazeera reporter who was hit with tear gas during a live broadcast in the West Bank. She was covering a demonstration against the apartheid wall that's being built in Lidna in the West Bank. And the residents of Lidna, they regularly, I think it's once a week, they go out and protest because a lot of their land is being confiscated through the use of the wall. And so the Al Jazeera reporter went out to report on the violence, the violent response of the IDF to the nonviolent protesters. They always shoot at them. They shoot tear gas at them. Sometimes they kill people. But the protests are totally nonviolent. There's absolutely no excuse for it. And in the middle of the broadcast, clear as day, they started attacking the correspondent for Al Jazeera. Started shooting tear gas right at her and trying to take her off the air. Now, I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. It seems really silly to me that they would do such a thing. I mean, on live television, what kind of public relations disaster would this be if they actually hit her with tear gas and caused her to lose control and have to end the broadcast? I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, what were they hoping to accomplish? It almost seems like the IDF was trying to turn people against Israel, because that's what's going to happen. People all over the world are going to see that, and they're going to just get angry, like I was angry when I watched it. But it occurs to me that there are people there in that area that are so arrogant and so full of contempt for the rest of the world and for basic morality and what other people think. They think they can do whatever they want and just get away with it. And really, who could blame them? I mean, I can't imagine getting away with anything that those people have done. The settlers, the IDF, the Israeli government, they're all working together to commit these huge international crimes, these huge crimes against humanity, these, just all sorts of just horrendous crimes every day, and they just get away with it every day. And I guess at some point they just started thinking, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what the world thinks. It doesn't matter how many people hate us. Doesn't matter what we do. We can just, go crazy and just laugh and just thumb our noses at everybody. I mean, it seems like that's the attitude because, I mean, why else would you openly attack a reporter during a live report? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. What kind of mentality would lead you to do such a thing? So anyway, I'll provide a link, and you can see for yourself exactly what they did. I mean, you can see it on YouTube. You can see it in tons of other places. I mean, at any other time in history, I think it would be a huge story, but it's not in this case because, to the U.S. media, Palestinians don't matter, human rights don't matter, and also maybe people have grown so accustomed to crimes being committed by Israelis that it just doesn't matter. Oh yeah, Israel killed another person. Yeah, it's standard stuff. Oh, they kidnapped a American boat in international waters. Yeah, another news day. It's like people getting blown up in Iraq. It just doesn't matter. So that's one thing. Now another thing I want to talk about is Obama's health plan. Now Obama made another speech. I think it was the night before last, where he talked about his new overhaul of the insurance industry or the healthcare industry. And immediately after his speech, the stock of the healthcare insurance companies went through the roof. Now that's a bad sign. Okay, and the reason why it went through the roof is because Obama, and now it's politicians speak, of course, so it's all kind of between the lines, or mostly between the lines. But what he basically said was, he won't insist on the public option. Okay, there are ways to get him to drop it. He left that open, like I could be persuaded to get rid of the public option, and that means that the public option will probably, in all likelihood, be dropped. And now, what he also said was he doesn't want to hurt the insurance companies. He wants to keep them in business. Okay, that's another bad sign. And basically what he laid out was that he is going to force everyone to have insurance. Okay, so now if everyone has to have insurance and there's no public option, you know what that means. That means you have to buy insurance with one of the healthcare companies. And it doesn't matter how much they charge you. Okay, you have to buy it. If you can't afford it, well, maybe there'll be a government program, and maybe people will pay taxes to support you buying public insurance, buying private insurance. I don't know how that's going to work, but the main thing to keep in mind is, okay, Obama said he was going to create millions of new customers for the the health insurance industry. And what that means is he's going to force people to buy insurance. Now, they already did this in Maine, and it completely failed. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Hopefully it will fail, and people won't be going bankrupt because they have to buy insurance that they don't want. And then, of course, when they get sick, the healthcare insurance, their health insurance company won't pay for it anyway, or they'll pay for part of it, and then they'll say, okay, from now on you get nothing. You get one shot, one shot at the hospital, and then from then on you're on your own. You can pay for it, but you won't get anything. It seems like a total insane disaster, like a total screwing of the American people. But it's nothing new. I mean, if you've been watching Democracy Now!, which you should be watching if you want to know what's going on, you know that the big bailout of the of the banks and the bailout of Wall Street that happened last year under Timothy Geithner, who was the recent CEO of Goldman Sachs, by the way, and who bailed out Goldman Sachs. Yeah, big coincidence, don't you think? They realize now that the bailout had no effect whatsoever. Okay, no effect whatsoever, except to tighten credit. You got that right. It tightened credit. Now, see, what they don't know is how they determined who needed a bailout, how they determined how much money was needed, where the money went. They don't know any of that. Nobody has any idea how the money was spent, who decided who got the bailouts, where the money, where the money went to. They don't know any of that. The only thing that they know for sure is that the companies who got the bailouts immediately raised their credit restrictions and raised their interest rates. Imagine that. They tightened credit. And guess what? The American taxpayers will be paying for this for the next 4 years. All of your taxes, okay, everything that you pay, as far as federal income tax, will go straight to the CEOs on Wall Street who caused millions of people to lose their homes. I mean, what could be more fair than that? Thanks for watching.